it's being live streamed. I need to take the
Almost.
class.
You're not being live streamed yet, but yeah, because I have the pro Zoom version so we can
Right.
live stream
Hold
this
on,
shit.
I might go link this shit.
Live
That or
stream.
something.
Yeah, you're not being. Yeah, okay, great. So we are streamed.
All right, let me
Let
share.
me go ahead and
Hopefully we get at least one viewer.
oh, I don't care if we get any viewers right now. But yeah, just a few minutes, guys. We're gonna get this thing together. Okay.
Mm,
Are we still live?
I think so.
Are we?
Should be.
Let me just double check. Ooh.
Should be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are. Seems to be good. Double check. Okay. Welcome. And I'm not going to be looking at. Should I pull it up? I'll pull it up just in case anyone says
Pull
anything.
up. Uh,
Just in
whatever.
case anyone says anything. So, um, and
Dude, come on. Okay, this is what we're not gonna do. Okay, because I like Luigi, and he kind of explained. Uh,
well, I'm surprised he blocked me over one word.
well, he said you were slandering him, and I'm like, okay, that's kind
I'm
of extreme.
bro. I'm slandering you when you post this.
He's
I
like,
mean,
dude, it's just
it
a
could
face.
be. Listen, I could be wrong. This could be he doesn't. Could be that he doesn't know what this is.
It could be
Yeah, but like the AF is a fucking like one of the worst
right, and that's what I
low,
was.
and
That's
they're
what I was
low tier.
telling
They're
him.
not even good. WS. Like good WS are like you know Gypsy Crusader.
Yeah, literally, and that's what I was trying to tell him. Like, and stuff like this is condemned by the church, right?
Yeah, he doesn't really care. I mean, I
Well,
wouldn't be surprised if
he
he
knows.
is.
No, he does know about it, and he's like, he's not a part of anything. And I was like, oh, okay, then what's the? I kept asking him, like, Luigi, what does this mean? What does this mean when you post it? And he's like, bro, are you trying to get a gotcha? And I had to. We just sat there and
Who's
talked for
getting
a
a
minute.
gotcha? We're just asking you
I
because
literally was
we
just
give a
asking,
shit.
right? It was kind of weird, but I
Yeah,
don't know Luigi like that. I don't know his character, so
yeah.
it's like,
So, I mean, he is a very prideful person. So he's never
I
ceased
mean,
being
so
a
am
prideful
I.
person.
So am I.
Yeah.
So
So all I ask is like, so what? Going to the sink, the fucking skinheads? Is that what we are now?
I don't know, bro. I
And
mean,
then it just blocked me immediately. So, um,
and he said you're a boomer. I was like, well, he's not a boomer. He's actually my friend.
I'm a boomer. Okay. Well, anyways,
But it's like
I'm a boomer.
I
Then
said, okay,
what does that make him?
yeah, I don't know. But when he said after we win, right? I said, okay, who's the we winning, and what are you winning? Right? That's what I wanted him to explain. Um,
But I want to talk
I
about.
can show you the text if you want.
I've seen it, but I've seen the text, but I want to talk about this who wins shit. I mean,
No,
let me just use this as a. Why don't we just use this as a background? Okay.
sure.
Uh, yeah. Okay. So what do you have in mind before I get started? What do you
Just
want to comment on Charlie's assassination?
oh, Charlie. Well, I guess I'll start off by saying, I've already stated this a bunch of times, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's a tragedy that Charlie, died the way he did. I don't think he deserved death. I
Hmm.
think he deserved repentance, right? And the fact that he seemed I've seen some clips recently where a couple weeks ago or so it started to seem like he started noticing. And when you start noticing what the fruits do, then you start kind of opening up. right? And I hope that there was something like that going on in the latter days
Yeah,
where,
but here, let me. I want to touch on that, okay? Because and I did say I'm going to because there seems to be clips and rumors of him saying to someone, obviously clips of him quote noticing, and clips of him basically saying that he's afraid if he turns on the fruits, they'll kill him.
yeah,
I don't know if that's confirmed
yeah,
or because from my knowledge, it might have popped out um, after his assassination, but it could be before. I don't want to, make any. I haven't looked into that, but I, in my first video, I said that I highly doubt this is a fruit operation. But you know what? Because
I
it's
think it
fruit.
is. I
But
do.
here's the thing: if it's fruit, you never know. But now today, I think I'm going to say something different in a few minutes. Now it could be fruits, but to me, from the surface, because I pretty much unfollowed this guy. Okay, I followed him for a while when I was in college, and then I pretty much just unfollowed him for years. But I know it's the same talking points. Um, very soon after that, I realized he's the same neocon shell that I just literally stopped following him and his
Yeah,
entire organization, right? But the deal is, I always thought, okay, from my understanding, I didn't know about the recent, maybe one or two clips noticing, but that he would been worth more if he's kept alive because he's doing a lot to brainwash uh, American youth for the Israelis. I mean, he's dedicated his entire career to that.
right.
And
And
then,
that's the one thing that's the tragedy is because, how do you repent from that? And, that small amount of time of maybe noticing.
yeah,
That's
I
the
mean, I prayed for him once upon a time. That I was like, okay, Lord of mercy, maybe this guy will, one day turn. But I was like, it's so undoubtful. I don't think it's gonna ever happen because his entire career is tied to that. I mean, his donors. I mean, again, like I said, I would like to see TPUSA release the list of donors. He will not do that. He will never do that.
Yeah,
He
but
has
we
not done that.
just by that, who his donors are.
Yeah, well, it's not. There's no doubt, and there's pro-Zionist organizations praising him all the time. And he did
Yeah,
a collaboration with John Hakey a while ago. Someone going to Israel, and he's been funding. He's fundraised for Jewish identity summer camps for kids who are Jewish. I mean, I don't see Christian identity summer camp, right? But um, so there's that.
should we at some point go into the theology of like what it is, what it really means to be a Jew? Because I think a lot of people actually don't understand that.
Yeah, so really people think that the modern day Ashkenazis are referring to the same Jews as Jesus Christ, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the two. You
yeah.
have an icon of Jesus Christ? Do you have an icon of Jesus
Yeah.
Christ?
Uh,
Can you pull that out, please?
can you see? I don't know if it's on the
Yeah, so
screen.
so keep that up there. So I want everybody watching this to do a comparison between this on my screen right now and that handsome gentleman on Alex's screen. There's absolutely no resemblance. There's no relatedness. You look at Jesus Christ, you look at the fruits today. Okay, but yeah, so I'm gonna close that now. Like, come on, you can't look at the two and tell me that they're in any ways related. It, and if you know the history of the naturalization of certain Hebrews in Europe, you would not be out here doubting all this stuff. Okay. And Charlie unfortunately subscribed to the theology of dispensationalism. I think I've addressed it very long ago on this channel, but I'm happy to do it again. And it seems like that I have to do it again. But to you guys who don't know, it is an extremely demonic ideology, not just the theology. there's really not much theology in there because it's all over the place and it's garbage. But it's a very demonic ideology as a Christian to subscribe to.
Not only that, but when you try to have this America First agenda, it's really not because it's all
No,
about,
Charlie Kirk was not America first. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
especially when you're on video saying the USS Liberty was a conspiracy,
Yeah, I mean, there are veterans alive today.
testifying all of them,
Yeah, and then
yeah.
crying for justice.
And they're not even
Admiral
allowed
at
to
the
speak up.
time. Yeah, and then if you see the video, the one that Candace Owens did with one of the survivors, he said that, well, not just him, but the admiral went to them and said that if you say anything about it, I'm gonna kill you, pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean, so you're the one, this is the guy out here advocating for what? He's out here advocating for freaking veterans.
yeah.
And then, by the way, I'm gonna do a video on the military because this is kind of pathetic how these people are just being used. They're just being used as pawns, and they're all from poor families, and it pisses me off. Jaeger, that's your Jaeger Ulrich. Easier to make him a martyr when he holds to their ideology and agenda, thus continue the pro-Israel sympathy, than having him use his platform to denounce these belief and this. Yeah, exactly.
That's Jagger. That's my cousin.
Okay, so the only reason why people in the Orthodox space are praising him is because literally because of his fight against the trends.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that's like you said. It's a normal thing to do is to be like, okay, this is against God. This is you're changing your body. You're mutilating yourself, pretending to be something you're not. Right? This
Yeah,
is a
I
fantasy.
mean, like that's common sense.
Yeah.
It's not
Well, it
any,
should be right. It should be.
and
But
he would only debate pretty much college liberal idiots, and he would not go after any actual the heads of these organizations.
do you have that clip of when he's talking and a guy comes up and reads the Talmud stuff off to him?
No, but I'm sure you can find it.
I have it, but I didn't get
I
the.
mean,
I
why would
clipped
you?
it.
I don't understand. This is what I don't understand. And this is what really troubles me. And by the way, for those of you who are watching, my past video that I posted last night that you guys absolutely hated, which I don't care, it's not about Charlie Kirk, really. It's
No.
really about you. It's about you. Why are you glorifying someone who is a Zionist, who's not even doesn't put your country, the United States, as his first priority. And he said, by the way, we don't need the land, but Israel needs the land. We don't need our borders, but Israel need our borders because we're just an ideology, but Israel's an actual people. What the hell, man? And he's never received backlash for saying it. And then guess who the only people who are backlashing him? Nicholas J. Fuentes. And the skinheads.
You know what's bad when it's Nick Fuentes and he's over here talking about Constantinople being sacked and it's hilarious, even though there was nuns being raped on the altar.
Well, it's hilarious.
That's so
Well,
based and
honestly,
trash.
yeah, it's hilarious because it was a uniate. It was
Yeah,
Catholic. Uh, but
that's so
this is
funny.
this is the issue, though, Alex. This is really the issue here. It's that people, I think we naturally look for a spiritual leader, and I think that's the case for the glorification that people make on Seraphim Rose as well. We need something
Well, I like Seraphim Rose a lot, but
that's America. Well, if you've seen the case of his glorification that has been made to the synods, it's not. I don't think it's why he should be glorified, but
I think me personally, I think he's could be a saint.
he
Do I
could
think?
be a saint. I
Do I
think
think
if
he will be
anything,
canonized? I don't know.
if he's a saint, it would have been the work of the people, pretty
Mm,
much elevating him. Because he's only famous after he's dead. He was dead, and he
I mean,
was
same
famous.
thing with okay, but same thing with Saint Nectarios.
Uh, No, Saint Nectaria was not just famous uh, after he died. I mean,
I mean, he was canonized way after he died,
yeah, no, everybody's canonized after he's dead, but they're saints who, like,
but way
for
after.
example, what?
But I would say like a decent amount longer. And he
Well,
was
the
he was
standard is
viewed in a
50
really
years.
bad light though for years.
Yeah, but again, the difference between Seraphim Rose, Nectarios, Elder Ephraim, you know Elder Ephraim, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Elder Ephraim, Saint John Maximovich, Saint Paisios now, right? And who else? All of these people is that they're notable during their life, and nobody doubted their sainthood, really. You know, people knew they were going to be saints. They they're clairvoyant and all this. I mean, Seraphim Rose is pretty much only famous because of his writings. And
I mean,
if you read his writing, I'm in the academic sphere. I mean, this is like when I read his writing, it's like extremely good scholarship stuff,
yeah.
and it's incredible. And that's what he is. He's an incredible scholar.
But even though like even his how he was an atheist
Well, he was also homosexual, and how
and
he pretty
homosexual, yeah.
much become so that's very good stuff. But I don't think in terms of the monastic achievements it was there.
I'm not sure. I
He was
mean,
just he was just a monk. He was a monk and he was writing some good stuff. And but if any, that's why I said if anything, it would be the work of people elevating him to that status, which is acceptable in the church. Um, and it's gonna we'll see because
well, some well,
in
here's the thing.
7 years
Even
though, in 7 years he's gonna
obviously,
be yeah.
obviously, Saint George was martyred, but
St. George was a catechumen.
yeah, he was a catechumen.
Yeah.
So
See, let
you know
me
what I mean?
make sure there's no yeah. Yeah, I mean anything could happen. If he's received enough recognition for his writings and his contributions, and it could possibly happen. But for other reasons that because I've seen people lie about it, saying, okay, well he's a clairvoyant, he was healing people. No, no, those are not true stories. He was just a monk and incredible writer, and he had his press with Father Herman. They were publishing books, but we'll see. I mean, 7 years, it's going to be his 50 year, and that would be a very good time for glorification. We'll see. But so, because to me though, I think if he is to be canonized, it's going to have to be sooner or later. So it's going to be within these 50 years, and could be in the next few years if he's not canonized by his 50 year. In my own opinion, I think
Right.
it's, if he has
It could be
been,
never. It could be
yeah,
never.
yeah, if he's not canonized by his 50 year, or within the 50 years, I think it's going to be a while because judging on the way he's being venerated locally, he would be someone who is canonized sooner or later. But
But I
again,
definitely don't support people making icons of him and stuff like that.
yeah, it's total ridiculous. I mean, he said it himself. Those people who are making icons and selling for $200, just letting you guys know, if you read Father Seraphim's writing, he told you not to do that.
Yeah. So,
He specifically said, don't make icons of anyone who has not been canonized as a saint. And specifically, I mean, I have an icon of Elder Ephraim. He's not canonized, but it's not,
but he's not called a saint.
no, and he's not depicted in that manner. There are, again, I'm going to say this again, there are exceptions. The exceptions are leaders um, of Orthodox people during certain times. So if you guys go to Moscow, you'll see because we got to wrap this up. You're going to see icons on churches' walls of past emperors or kings of Russia, of the Russians, who are not saints but have halos on them.
Yeah.
That's an
Same thing
exception
with my
because
church.
because. So are you're what
Antioch.
jurisdiction? Okay, Antioch. Yeah. So the reason is because since they are emperors and they're rulers, they are appointed by God. So in that way, they are glorified, but they're not saints. And also, if you go to, I'm in the Serbian diocese, and if you go to what do we call it? If you go to the Mount Athos monasteries, the Serbian monastery, you'll see war heroes that died in the Kosovo War, who has been actually, depicted in those ways and never, for a couple hundred years be canonized. And one of the famous ones is Milos Bilic, which I have a copy of that icon, which is cool. But anyways, let's talk about Kirk here. So yes, I mean this is a very bad situation, and the timing of it, I would say that the timing of this is quite suspicious
Yeah.
because we had another murder the night before his murder, and that one has happened to be a I think that one is quite random.
She's Orthodox, right?
Well, we're assuming yes.
Oh,
Um,
I thought it was like confirmed.
no, it's if she's Orthodox, she's someone who's, I guess, you know, culturally Orthodox wouldn't be practicing, but it's
Sure.
a poor person, who worked at a pizza shop just trying to make a living, and this goddamn savage pretty much just pummeled her, right? And
Yeah.
uh, I don't know what makes people do these things. It's different. But Charlie, so what really is tragic about the death of Charlie Kirk is the stage of the American politics, and this is what I really want to get into. Just make sure no more comments. Yeah, this stage of American politics it's in horrible shape because um, we have two default positions, which is obviously conservative, liberal, and or we could say Republican or Democrat. And we know that it's a game. That is a show, pretty much.
Oh yeah. Two party
And
system.
and then the next option, well, so for just to clarify, the Republicans are referring to the Kirkians, right? The neocons. And then the liberals, we have the modernist, progressive leftist. And then if we, well, not progressive, but neoliberals. And then we have literally right next to that, we don't have anything else, but we have what do we call it? The
What?
extremes.
Oh yeah, the radicals.
Yeah, so we have on the left, we have the far leftist and the anarchist, pretty much. Like if it's not a KI something
Yeah, yeah.
who murdered Charlie, uh, it had to be one of these radical leftists. Okay, but I'm gonna give you guys this though, that that shot was an interesting discussion. I didn't thought of it at the time because I saw the video like right when it came out. Okay, in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I have to give it to it because as someone who loves firearms, that shot is worth talking about. So let's talk about it. It's not a 5.56. I don't think it's a 5.56, and my folks don't think it's a 5.56 too. It's way too big of a hole. It doesn't seem to be as concussive as a 300 caliber. I mean, high 300 caliber, heavy like 308, 300.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like that. Because that would have pretty much at that distance, it could have it would have pretty much decapitated him.
Yeah.
Uh, didn't look like a FMJ because I didn't see any exit wounds. It's interesting, and it could be a soft shell caliber either. I'm thinking honestly, it could have even been an AK. I don't know if you can look up real quick and see if anybody found anything, but it could have been a hollow point. I mean, but the thing is, I find it very interesting that a radical leftist would do that.
And have the skill to do that.
It's not okay. So 100 yards, I get it. Put on a scope. It's not that hard.
To
200
hit.
yards to
But
do
where
that.
did it hit? Think about that.
Yeah, 200 yards.
The
No.
corrodial.
Here's the deal. I think what happened is that it was aiming. By the way, two things could be happening here. It was aiming at the head. The guy was aiming at his head, and he didn't compensate for the bullet drop. And bang, he aimed at the head, and then the bullet drop actually hit Charlie's neck, causing pretty much the entire. But I didn't see an exit wound, and that could be because it's an AK. Because I know an AK at 200 yards probably would actually do that. Um, Man, if he was just lower, Charlie would have been alive because he was wearing. Oh no,
Probably.
no, he was wearing soft plate. So yeah, it would have just went through either way.
Well, I saw somebody speculating that
Oh, Jaeger's
it
coming in.
actually hit the plate but bounced up into his neck. That's what I saw.
Interesting.
Because you
Can you
could
hear me?
see
Here,
yo.
seconds of Jaeger's here.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, so you got some good takes, Jagger, on
Yeah,
all of it.
let's hear about the shot. Anything to say about the shot?
And as far as what?
I mean,
Like, what do you
what do you
think
The
it
think?
shot
was?
itself or the strategic planning of the shot, like the vantage
Anything,
point?
anything.
It's just unlikely to label this as a trans activist who, one, is the highly skilled marksman, but is an assailant to where they're skilled enough to get away without being noticed or detected by any sort of surveillance or uh, bystander. It just doesn't make any sense to me that this would
Did you
be.
see the clip? Did you see the clip of the guy running on the roof? Was that
Yes,
him?
absolutely.
That
Yeah,
was the guy?
that was
Okay.
the guy. Yes. So that's where they measured the 200-yard shot, which is like 455 feet roughly. Um,
Yeah,
that
the
shot,
thing is
the
though,
angle is insane, just on its own.
if it's planned, if it's a professional killer though, it would have been a pretty professional ones. One, what he did was he made himself look like an idiot. And two, he somehow intentionally did not compensate for the bullet drop. And I'm convinced that it's either someone who was aiming at the head and didn't compensate the bullet drop and then hitting the neck instead, or or uh he intentionally did that to hit the neck and to make it look like an idiot did it.
Well, that the last part is probably the most that we could grasp at right now. Sorry, I'm doing some yard work and there's some crazy dogs next door. But let's say that uh, just hypothetically, this person is unskilled, doesn't know what they're doing, and they're aiming for the person's head, and somehow they hit a carotid artery, and he's dead immediately. Uh, I'm trying to think of they called it like a
The
fencing
cr-
position where they're in immediate shock. Your body is immediately like frozen in place.
Hmm.
That shot still takes skill. He could have been hit in the chest, but the fact that the shot hit an area that one is just a kill shot. No way, no shape or form like that is a kill shot. But also we have an event that happened a few days prior or a week prior where a woman's on a bus and she's stabbed repeatedly in the throat and killed by a random act of violence. To think that maybe they could cross reference this and be like, look at the violence that we're seeing. It's almost like it seems like a sacrificial death,
Yeah. So
and it's weird.
I am going to the gun shop right now to stock up on ammo.
So
Now,
I heard that they had found a bolt action Mauser 30-06 rifle that was found in the woods, which would be like the direct path of where they had saw the assailant run to,
mhm.
um, which would make sense. The sound
I
of the
man,
round,
that looks smaller than the 30-06 though.
it does, but it does make sense. But what they found on the rifle was carvings of trans, like I don't know what sort of language
Okay,
they
that
use,
could be
but
just psyops. That
that's
could
what
yeah,
I'm
be
saying. This is like
psyops.
a psyop to connect the two. We have a killer who was a trans who came in and murdered a bunch of people, compared himself to Moloch. So it's just very
Okay,
convenient for them to have to do that.
yeah, and let's break this down
Hi,
though.
you
So,
leaving?
don't
so
tell don't tell William that.
now it could be that the fruits did it, right? I didn't think of it, but I still don't think so. I still personally I don't see enough evidence that the fruits had anything to do with it.
Well, have you heard about the private plane?
No.
Oh my gosh, that's a
Ooh.
very good point. I was going to bring that up. There was a plane. Let's see. I have the
Oh,
information
that
right
went
here.
to Tel Aviv. Is that true? Is that what it
Not
was?
that I don't necessarily have information that went directly to Tel Aviv, but private charter plane, the number N88KG left the Bravo airport an hour after the shooting and suspiciously like drops off the ADS illegally and reappears headed back to the Bravo approximately an hour later. It turned off its radar.
Hmm.
So to think
Interesting.
like that just matches like this thing of skilled plan, complexity of the entire thing. This individual flees. Uh, they capture somebody who is an Ashkenazi Jew, um, something Zen. I can't remember his first name, but they capture him. He's not actually the shooter, but he takes fault, and they arrest him and they question him. That allows
Him to
one
get
for
away.
the actual shooter to leave and flee the scene. So the complexities are just adding up: the shot, the planning, the false flag with the false shooter, the airplane. It's just certain shit like that is just it's just too much for it to be coincidence.
Okay. And so I didn't, so again, my biggest confusion or I guess uh stop that I have to get through is that why? Because it is very, it's just so unlikely. Because people are saying, okay, well, he's starting to notice. Okay. But I don't understand because his entire career is fueled by the fruits. Okay. And he's dedicated his whole life to this. There had to be, I don't know what type of breakdown between him and the fruits would actually get them to, get him to turn on them to a point in that they're gonna willing to do, shoot him. That's what I really don't understand, and I'm skeptic about it because that's pretty much his lifeline. It's the fruits.
Well, you could see in their site that how impactful he was. One geopolitically, where he's building this movement, where he's got 30 million mass followers on social media across different platforms. He's exchanging dangerous ideas for them, propagandizing for them, and think about how that impacts them and their propaganda that they're pushing out. He is one of their top goys in a sense, where he at any moment switching from pro-Israel to anti-Zionist. Think about the negative connotation there, like that could hurt them badly. And to think that, in 1963, JFK got his head absolutely blown off for wanting to have surveillance over the CIA, over their nuclear warhead program. They would do this. Honestly, Charlie Kirk was made an example out of, honestly. Even the best of Goyim shall be killed. Like, all he was doing at the end, they have their way with him. They can do whatever they want, and ultimately, what the hell can we do about it? Nothing. Honestly, it's kind of their example of we can do this, but ultimately, what are you going to do about it? What can you do?
Yeah, but again, I have to. There has to be for me to believe it. There has to be. Now, by the way, we could possibly in the next few days catch quote a suspect, and then we could somehow find out that he's maybe like 2-3% Jews. I know the white nationalists don't give a shit. As long as we find out they're 2-3% fruits, they're gonna go nuts. But you really have personally, you have to convince me what real if Charlie did betray the fruits. I mean, what really caused them to do
I
that?
mean, what else would
'Cause-
it possibly be?
He did state a month prior, on August 13th, to close friends that he was fearful that if he withdrew his position on Israel and their approach in Gaza, that he was fearful for his life and what may happen. And then ultimately, less than a month later, he's dead.
Is that
Well, here's
credible?
another
Do
thing.
do you
Hold
think
That
on.
is
that's
credible.
credible?
That's
Here's
credible.
another.
I have that link to the article. The guy responded again after he was asked, is this statement true? Did he say this? He confirmed yes. This was a conversation we
So
had.
yeah,
So
Harrison
there could be a
Smith.
breakdown at that time. There could be, but I really don't know. But you are right though. For an angry mob leftist to be that angry, and do this so perfectly, I
I think
think
that's more of a
it's
far
a little
fetch.
bit tricky. I usually leftist angry mobs who are going to go out of their way to use violence are not this smart.
No. So I think, well, let's go back to Netanyahu and what he was tweeting, because moments after the shot happened,
If you
he
want to share
posted
anything, just go ahead. If you want to share any screens,
he
just go ahead.
posted. Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, him and Donald Trump actually conveniently posted at the exact same time at 3:02, directly after the shooting. To think that they're not in cahoots on what's going on and collaborating in this event. It just I don't know, the lines are crossing.
Well, the one thing that I want to talk about is that not Netanyahu 5 hours later after deleting the initial tweet,
Made a longer
uh,
message.
he made a longer message. But the part I want to talk about is he said, "I spoke to him only 2 weeks ago and invited him to Israel. Sadly, that visit will not take place."
And see
But
how
when
that enforces, their idea.
but he's like,
He
"Oh,
was
I
helping
spoke
us.
to." He's like,
And
"Oh, he
what do you
spoke to
guys
him two
think
weeks."
that implies?
I think that when he spoke to him, there could have been something going on.
It reasserts that they still had a strong connection. So in that sense, people like me or you that would think, maybe he was diverting from his previous statements. No,
Okay.
no, no. We had this conversation, and he was going to come to Israel. That could, that kind of aligns on the fact that he deleted his previous
And I
message.
think this
It's weird.
aligns that a couple weeks ago, he was actually exposing Israeli intelligence.
That's true. He was in the collaboration with Jeffrey Epstein, Robert
Yes.
Maxwell, and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yes. And then it's funny how Benjamin Netanyahu and him meet up around the same time, and he's
Well,
trying to invite him to Israel.
let's do this. Let's do this. Let's look at the outcome of what happened yesterday. And it escalated. I expected a few days, but this really escalated quite fast. So we have all the Jewish voices. We have Rabbi Shmuley, obviously. They're out here saying that, well, look at the pro-Zionist voices are being killed. So there's more victimhood rallying for the Zionist movement. That's one. So the Zionism is strengthened in a way.
Yeah.
And what else happened? So the left increased their stance on gun control because they're total freaking idiots. I don't even see how gun controls could be even related
Well,
to
you can
that.
see if you look at the convenience of the conversation that was being had directly uh, before and after the shooting. Um, Charlie Kirk was in the middle of a discussion talking about gun violence, and they were specifically talking about reform. And his last comment, was talking about gang violence. Not that gang violence is the whole premise, but the fact that the conversation being had is gun reform. What do we need to do about guns? The Second Amendment, and then the likelihood that a pro Second Amendment, pro First Amendment American patriot somehow gets killed by some lunatic with a weapon. That
Yeah.
just doubles down and confirms their narrative that guns are dangerous, guns kill people. Here it is, a conservative who loves guns gets murdered by the same thing he pushes and supports.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's
being murdered
weird.
by lunatics, if this is a contracted killer, and then, then it has nothing to do with the civilian gun thing. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, it would
Uh,
make sense in a sense that not that the killer itself is the lunatic, but that it pushes the agenda that the guns are the problem, and that if you think about, take the guns away from the civilians, disarm them. And then we got this talks with Peter Thiel and Palantir where they're surveying you, they're watching you. It's almost like a submission tactic to where we're so scared to go outside and do all these things. And now it's like, okay, take our guns. We're scared. Like it's very combative. It's complex. The complexity of this whole situation is just, you do have to line up the events, but it doesn't really make sense. I mean, it won't really make sense yet
Well,
because we
I
don't
think
really
it
have all the
also makes
details.
sense because I think that Israel could want to, or there could be this professional killer for a way to push the whole the Second Amendment thing because, um, well, obviously they're covering their tracks, so they're
Clearly.
making it out to where there isn't a professional killer. That is some lunatic.
Random.
Yeah.
Give me one
So
second though. So those of you who are watching who would like to join the conversation, just leave your stuff in the just say some in the side chat, and I'll we can bring you on. But yeah, and here's the deal that we do see though. This is actually bad. What's really bad about it is we see the extremism from both sides becoming more acceptable, and I'm actually surprised how many. And I called it out last night in my video. I don't think I didn't say it in a nice way, but I said, you people are going to join these garbage, deranged organizations as a result of this. And I knew that was going to happen because, we're left and right in America. We're all just victimhood culture on both sides. So I saw that coming. I was like, okay, well, I know the white nationalist group is going to go, oh, you see two white person killed. So let's, do our thing. So what do we see? We see a ton of Orthodox people starting to sympathize with. I mean, these are evangelical converts who, really, really, in my opinion, just converted for the reason of being trad. Okay, um, and these people and they really never intended on shedding any of their nonsense. And this is why they're voicing for these characters in the first place, because you need to have your own identity as an Orthodox Christian. You, I mean, and that's what I don't understand why people are trying to ally with the neocons. And have we not learned enough in history about these stupid alliances between opposing groups that clearly will not reset? I mean, I pointed this out in my video last night. What happened with the Soviet Union and Germany over Poland? Okay, we gotta let's just take Poland and then work it out later. Did it work it out later? No.
no,
What happened to the Chinese Communist Party and the Nationalist Party, the KMT? Well, you know what? We got a common enemy. That's the Japanese. So let's come together and we'll work all this stuff later. We'll just work it out later. So let's come together and defeat the Japanese. What happened after the Japanese was destroyed? The communists accumulating all these power destroy the nationalists, and that just cost a couple more million people to die. And these
yeah,
people, seriously, these actual people who claim to have Christian values are saying, well, you know what? Let's ally with the neocons, and we'll just work it all out after, uh, after the left is defeated. After we win the cultural war, we'll work it out. Why not? And they don't see how pathetic this mindset is. Do you really think, you people who pretty much all your priests are advocating for pacifism, you guys think that you will come on top after the left is defeated against the neocons? That they won't consume you or brainwash a good portion of the church in America? That's what I don't understand. And people don't seem to understand that, which really makes me angry in a way. You're allying with the wrong people. How about you stop being a weasel and just go, okay, well, you know what? We have either MAGA, we have, neocon, or we have alt-right. So let's just join one of these. That's why I call these people cowards. You have no self-determination.
no discernment.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Yeah,
they're
it's like,
they're right. They're right. This guy's right. Yo, they're right. They're right. They're right. It's
and if
always
you're,
somebody's right.
yeah,
And what about you? What about the church? Isn't that why you joined? You can
yeah,
tell. Here's how you guys tell. Like all of you listening here. Here's how you guys tell someone converted for the wrong reasons. Okay, it is exactly at time of this because I flee to the church in
exactly.
situations. I flee to the church. Now, some people flee to what? Aryan Brotherhood.
Who are you talking
Come
about?
on, really? You're gonna take your church identity into that instead of shedding your identity and joining be a part of the church? Now, by the way, my opinion on that is very similar to Jay Dyer. Okay, so it's like, okay, yeah, if you want your own culture, a little whatever, go ahead. But once that's starting to become an idol instead of something that you idealize, that becomes a problem. You become pretty much an ethnophilite, which is condemned in the church.
Exactly.
And
That's
people over
that's what I
here are
was talking to
condemning you. Like,
Luigi
oh, why are
about.
you rejoicing over Charlie's death? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
Why
are
are
you
we
guys serious? Are you
glorifying
guys? You
this?
guys are retarded. Excuse
Yeah.
my language, by the way. But you're accusing me of being rejoicing over Charlie's. All I've said is literally, this is not a person that we should be glorifying. Yes, go ahead and pray for his souls. I said it clearly because you're told to. Okay, he's caused a lot of damage, and I listed the damage he's done in his lifetime and how we should move on from this situation. Because I don't believe, and I don't want, especially Orthodox people, even Catholics and Protestants, I don't know, but I don't want these people to find these movements attractive and they shed their Christianity. Because what Charlie did is he shed his Christianity. Maybe he never had it, but it was impossible for him to be with it as a dispensationalist Zionist. And those of you who don't know the belief of that system is that they don't even believe in the covenant theology.
Right.
I mean, it's a dangerous thing.
I
And
mean,
even
he's a
okay,
walking contradiction.
if the fruits murdered Charlie, I'll say this though: if the fruits murdered Charlie, I still don't know what to say.
I
And I
don't
said
either.
it in my post, dude. If I find out that the fruits did it, and there are signs of repentance from Charlie, I will spend an entire week praying for him. And I will do that. And I would like to do that.
I
Okay.
agree.
But I don't know. Until then, I don't know what to think because he wrapped himself into that thing. And then he pretty much, in a way, welcomed that demise. If that is the case that the fruits did it.
Right. No, I 100% agree. That's like kind of my
Let me
take.
let me this is a guy who says hard as they have, so the people would beg for the far right dictatorship I was offering. That was a good one. Uh
Oh man, it's just it has me so torn, because it's like another thing I want to talk about before I get into that is that I was talking to Jagger about this too. The fact that this is all on video and it's such a just awful thing to see, right? It really brings to life
you
or
know what's
brings
really
to the light
dangerous?
what it is,
You know
how
what
bad it
you know what's
is.
really dangerous? Because
But
people are so what happened for the past 3 years, guys? We experienced wars, right? We experienced I mean, excuse me, even 4 years, right? We have the war in Ukraine, we have the war in Gaza. And now I think that the Western people are starting to becoming desensitized
yeah,
to violence, footages of violence.
absolutely.
I mean, like 10 years ago, you see a dead soldier with his arms blown up or a dead kid, people would be shivering. Now people, oh, okay, just another one of those. That's
We
not a
were
good.
talking about that, Alex. We were talking about how the seriousness of death, as it's brought right in where you reside, impacts your heart a little bit more. You see the stuff online, and yeah, there's a sense of desensitization where you're just like, well, like they're over there, like they're dying over there. Like it doesn't involve me. But seeing someone who maybe you resemble, not saying we do, but say you're a white patriot, blooded American who loves Charlie Kirk, and you're a evangelical. You love this guy, and to see him murdered live in front of thousands of people, your thinking is like
That
that.
proves we're right.
That's well, in a sense, like you could do that. It'll cause a divide where you have these left and right diversions of people who think that's really all that matters. Like I struggle talking to my dad about shit stuff because his first statement was it was the left wing radical, and I'm like, really buying into the psyop already, dude? Like, come on. He's
Yeah.
like,
So,
"Oh,
but
show."
the thing that I think that might start to happen, be- there's going to be quote race wars. That's a possibility.
That's a possibility. Or they could. I could see how Israel could seem to gain support by saying, this happens every day in Gaza, but not that it happens to innocent children and civilians, but that our soldiers are being killed by Hamas and our people. Like they could use that as we experience this every single day, and most Israelis will say that, and they have already.
Yeah. I
If they
mean,
see a bombing, they'll say, we deal with that constantly.
look, here's the deal with Israel. So if we are just talking about the fruits without the context of Israel, I would totally believe that America being chaotic would be basically, Christmas gift for fruits because they want all us goys to become chaotic, to kill each other, to become savages. They want to subvert us. But in the context of Israel existing, I don't think they really benefit too much from that because for now, they need a stabilized America under neocon leadership so they can get their money.
Well, essentially, they have
Sure.
that
Yeah.
under Donald Trump. They essentially have that. They have the funding, they have the support. Um, the European nations that they support them. There's very few nations who are not pro-Zionist, pro-Jew, uh,
Hmm.
pro-Palestinian state. You're going to see like places like North Korea and Russia, but what do we think of those people as a whole? They're evil. They're terrible, but we don't really know them necessarily by all their fruits. We just know what is being displayed in front of us. So to say that they don't have the assets right now to do what they want to do, I believe they do, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily in total control yet.
Yeah, real quick, repent. Left-right dialectics are gay. Yeah, exactly. Anybody who falls in that, who thinks voting solves issues, is also gay.
I agree. Fake and gay.
You know, but but seriously, I want to warn everyone though. So as death become desensitized, as political violence become desensitized, don't be surprised if more of this happen in a more rapid pace. And it could come to you at any time. My suggestion, it's my advertisement for you guys, is make sure you get your CCW. If you live in California like me, please flee. I can't. I literally can't because I volunteer at two mission parishes. I gotta make sure they have their buildings, have everything before I flee. But I will flee one day. Trust me. But you guys who can flee, flee. Get your CCW. Get a lot of ammo, please, for God's sake. Somebody want to start a war with you? Uh, it's better to have some of those things. Seriously, I'm literally going to get 1,000 rounds right now. Like you guys are probably gonna have an easier time because you guys are whites.
Yeah.
I might have some issue. I don't think so though, because my people usually stay the hell out of the black, white, Hispanic Jew war.
So you're talking about getting ammunition. What do you think that in your mind, your mindset of, do you feel endangered now? Do you feel as if maybe your life could be threatened at any
Personally,
moment?
I don't feel endangered because I'm very well trained in concealed carry. I'm trained in handgun combat. I'm trained in rifles. I train with professional military people. I'm not really. I don't. If shit happens, I will be fine.
But let's just not say you specifically. Let's say you have that idea where you feel a need to protect yourself. Let's say that idea is shared across the nation. What do you think that overall does to the American mind? That um, do they believe that there's a civil war psyop that's gonna take place? Because when I talk to a boomer like my dad,
Hmm.
he's like, "This is gonna be a civil war," and I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "You think that's the purpose of this whole thing?" He's like, "Yeah, absolutely." So it's just the mindset of, what is the point? Because now you feel like you
There's
need to
no
go
civil
out and
war.
get right. Like,
No, a civil war is going to be the worst for right now. Okay, a civil war a few years ago would have been different than a civil war now. A civil war now is going to pretty much destroy America forever.
right.
Because who are the strong? If a civil war is to break out, who is going to be the strongest force? It's going to be
It would be the United States, but that just brings me to my point of, what overall goal do you think would come from a foreign nation to disarm the people? Like, let's say you couldn't go get that 1,000 rounds of ammunition, then how serious would it feel for you to be like, okay, something's wrong here. I don't feel like I have any freedoms to defend myself, and it feels like if they do try to crack down, let's say this is an attempt to crack down on guns and to, um, you know, disarm the nation. What at that point, what do you think was their goal this entire time? Does killing Charlie Kirk at an event talking about gun violence then stem into give up your firearms, trust the police, trust your government to protect you? At one point, do you just lay down your arms and say, "Here, protect me,
Yeah,
government"?
yeah.
Like
It's the
that's
it's the
the
furthering of
idea,
the it's the furthering of the totalitarian
right?
uh mindsets. Because the goal of the total, for those of you who don't know the difference between totalitarian and authoritarian is pretty much is monarchy. Okay. Totalitarian is the political idea that every single aspect of civilian life needs to be controlled and conditioned. So, and this is a exclusive leftist idea. Okay. Now, that is exactly what they're pushing, in my opinion. Well, I don't think it's gonna happen. And the reason why I'm getting some ammo, by the way, it's because if there's, I don't think in my area it's gonna ever happen, but if it happens, I have something to fall back onto. You know, I have very good self-control about firearms and all this stuff. But really, I mean, we've seen what really surprises me is that the far left has been in, these um incidents has been more aggressive and violent than the far right.
So it's
And
almost created like an equal and opposite force of the opposing sides. You have a very high strung Second Amendment driven right wing, and then you have a radical left wing who is taking that same right and using it in a similar manner. But let's say it's being done for more harm in a sense where, if a cop, say, kills an unarmed black guy, in a sense, they almost correlate that to a transgender school shooter,
okay,
you know?
I don't think of it like that. I think of it in this way. So the fruits, okay, I think this is the fruits doing, have successfully segregated America. So into white, Hispanic, and black, and unfortunately now themselves. Okay. So uh, you have four factions that are going to blow at any time. Okay. Now, the blacks feel like that they're systematically oppressed, that when they commit crimes, they deserve not to be punished. This is what the blacks believe. Okay. And the Jews, the liberal Jews here that are, really not that evil, they think that because they have a history of being persecuted, they're safe from being stupid. Hispanics, it's different. You have two groups. You have the naturalized Hispanics that usually would ally with the whites, and then you have illegal Hispanics, okay, who probably are the weakest of all these factions because they have no political power. I mean, all the political power that supports them really just, they want something to gain from them. But inherently, there's no reasons to really support them at times of urgency. And then you have the whites. And by the way, I'm talking about the extreme end of these groups. So the whites, as we've seen for the past few days, believe that there's a white genocide, that there's a plan from the fruits to basically either replace them or to subvert them, and the whites are victims.
Well, that brings up a good point to think about how there's a vast collective of individuals who view Israel as a nation that should be protective, should be, you know, fought for. Um, and you talked about how persecution. Now they could find similarities to say the people who majorly support this idea that the Israeli state is the chosen people and they have chosen people and all this and the whole idea, the Schofield Bible teaching, um, to think that they wouldn't try to find sympathy in a way to say, look, you're being persecuted just like we were. To think that that would build a support system of sympathy towards their cause I'm like trying to think deeper into the complexities of this entire situation. It looks very black and white on the basis of, oh, he's just a radical guy who just disagree with his political beef. Like that is the most mainstream bullshit idea I've ever heard of. But that's what I'm
Yep.
seeing on the internet. But to think that they couldn't somehow pull a string to think, you're being persecuted, the but the persecution I mean by the white people who support the nation state of Israel. Like, look at the persecution you're seeing. This is what we've dealt with. It just seems like a propaganda. It's like deep, complex propaganda in my mind to think that there's not a different agenda at hand, and it's not just some simple answer A and B or 2 plus 2. It's just
Yeah, I
very,
mean,
very intense.
there's some plan that I believe is way more sinister than what we can speculate.
Absolutely.
Um, it's hard to see what that is because I believe we're still in the beginning of conditioning for that outbreak. Um, but the urgent issue right now is to, unfortunately, us, the general public, we're put in pretty much the responsive stance, right? We have to respond to what's happening. And there's also people, there are always people like us who are calm and in the center, who understand what's going on. And we are the ones who actually have to deal with the extreme ends of every group, unfortunately. Um, so, in all honesty, though, the issue right now for us is to stabilize the communities in the nation. Because this is going really bad. We, I mean, judging on how long the extreme whites have not been violent, that tells me that if they're going to be violent, it's going to be really, really bad. Okay. Because, it all boils up to a certain point and it collapsed.
I agree.
Now, I don't think this, I know you guys, you're in Indiana, aren't you, Alex?
Yeah,
So you guys, so I don't think it's Indiana. I think it's Arkansas. There's a group of, white nationalists that went into the mountains and bought a piece of land and said, oh, well, this is White City. I'm sure you guys know about that. I was like, okay,
I didn't
well,
know about that.
yeah. So there's a group. I mean, they're trying to do this in the rural areas of the country. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, first of all, that's cowardice. It's like, dude, if you have balls, like if you leave, like if you guys think, like if white people, like all of you who thinks that you're so righteous, why would you leave? Like, I don't get it. You think the world's going to be better when you leave?
Right.
Or do you think you're going to do what Islam does? Just go somewhere and populate until you have enough number to take other
Or
people on.
like the Mormons, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. So come on. And then if you look at the ideology, I saw one of the leaders saying that, oh, we're Western civilization is built on Greek and Roman ideology. It's like, no, it's not. What are you talking about? Uh, you're built off Thomist, postmodernist, Enlightenment nonsense. That's what you're built on. And if you think you can start another mini America, live in a all white community and just be good off with that, I
Yeah.
mean, you have no clue what the problem is.
You're sadly mistaken.
Yeah, this it's not going to work. I mean, the reason why we're here is because of that ideology of freedom from religion, freedom from. You think culture? I mean, culture is not religion, by the way. I want to be very clear about this.
Right.
Now, they're not mutually exclusive, but culture is not religion. And we've seen these white nationalists came out and said, well, we're fine with pagans. And a lot of them are pagans. Okay, I mean, if we see this, so for those who've been following some of the Ukraine videos, we see the neo-Nazi, or well, not neo-Nazi, but the Nazi symbol, black sun, appearing on Azov Group's uniforms. So that is a pagan symbol that was actually adopted by the SS,
Right.
the black sun. So yeah, many of the Americans that end up joining that I mean, this is even before the war. They've been doing it. The neo Nazis from all over Europe, from America, has been joining the Ukrainian foreign, not excuse me, the Ukrainian Azov, and then that's the ideology. It's this paganism, and then there's a video of the Ukrainian. They burn a man alive for pagan sacrifice, and that video I have that video, and I think I've showed it one time and censored. So is that really what you want? I mean, so it's so funny, and then all these white Christian culture people flee to that. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And I get the victimhood. It's the victimhood, and it's so pathetic. The victimhood mentality in this country is so pathetic that you immediately find tribalism. Okay, like, oh my God, I'm hurt. I'm gonna find people who are also hurt, and we're gonna fight back. I mean, that's not an effective strategy. And what? You gonna kill everybody who don't disagree, who don't agree with you? Is that what we are now?
Yeah.
But anyways, go ahead.
Apparently, I think another thing, since today is 9/11, I think it's appropriate that we touch on that too, because this is kind of a similar
Oh yeah,
situation.
actually, that is a good point you make right there, Alex.
Oh,
But
it is 9/11.
my sense of touching up on it is to think that maybe this is seen as, backlash that they've recently gotten about apparent conspiracy that their involvement in 9/11, with the towers, with, the wars that led up to that or after that. They think that this possibly could take some heat off of that and say, let's call in remembrance and this, that, or the other. To think that that couldn't also be used. It's just, the convenience of this all coming together. It's like most people are like, oh shit, today's, 9/11. Uh, and it's just looked over and they think, well, maybe if we carry out something like that, to think that there's heat taken off of you. Because there was
Yeah,
build up on people seeing that, there was involvement, that this really doesn't make any sense. I could see that possibly this could be something to subvert
yeah,
that.
you're right. We could actually, in a way, correlate Charlie's murder to uh to 911. But just so you guys know, I'm gonna say this: the building on 911 exploded. It did not crash.
Okay.
It exploded. And if we look at all the hotlines of all the reports of which I will post, by the way, I will post on my post. All the professionals, firefighters, all these people, they said the building, what, didn't collapse. It exploded. Just so you guys know. I'm not saying anything else. Okay. Well, we'll see though. I mean, this is really a strange timing. It's just something about the timing threw me off in the first in the beginnings. Something doesn't seem right.
Well, some people may not even know of the involvement of the fruits in this scenario.
Well, and absolutely, because this would double down on practically the denial of their involvement in a sense where it's, again, a sympathy gathering of people. It's like, let's come together. Let's just not talk about, the details. Let's not get down to the brass tacks. Let's just, remember today. But let's not remember what ultimately happened that day or leading up to that or this, that, or the other.
Well, what I mean is like some people like that may watch this or are watching it, but they might not understand what the involvement was when it happened with the fruits. Why would they want to be involved?
I know, but this whole murder just has so much to do.
Sure.
You know,
If if the fruits did it.
and it really seemed like it didn't. That's the thing, though. And this is a guy who's been a Zionist his entire life. I
But
just
that's what
cannot
makes
get through that.
it makes even more sense to think that why then would they not use this individual? Because at that point, it withgoes any idea that they had any sort of involvement.
I want to know if Charlie betrayed the fruits. Why? Because he's looked at photos of intentionally murdered children who were basically shot
Correct, he
to
did do that.
pieces. He's looked at that and said, "Yeah, whatever."
I
He
do
said
have
that.
multiple videos that surfaced around this month and then 2 to 3 months ago where he was on his Turning Point show and was going into the Epstein files and was talking about the involvement of the Mossad, this,
Yeah,
that, or
but
the other. But he was really breaking it down, and I'm just thinking like,
yeah, and for a
weren't
while,
you
what was
just
he
talking
doing?
about? not talking about the files and supporting Trump, that, this is a hoax? What's going on? What am I seeing?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
why I'm saying this guy is not a genuine guy. He's got strings behind him. He's got multiple strings.
well, of course. But this is also he probably pissed off his donors.
Well, absolutely. I mean,
He's already come
there's
out and said
obviously
something
fear
before.
of saying the wrong thing, doing the wrong thing.
I thought there was an interview with him saying like it was hard to please donors and they were getting upset with him too because he had so many different donors from different areas.
Again, to people in the live chat, if you guys would like to join in and say something, let me know. I'll give you the link. But yeah, this is the one of them, probably one of the most bizarre things that happened this century so far. Uh,
It is
he's
very bizarre.
but he's fully bought into Israeli propaganda, and he's demonstrated time and time and time again that he's willing to lie for it, maliciously,
Yeah.
intentionally. He's not indoctrinated. There's no way you can tell me he's indoctrinated. No, he's not indoctrinated. He's an apologist. Okay, and he gave reason that the reason he gave to support Israel, uh, those are not indoctrinations. No way those are indoctrinations. Those are him making up these things. Now there has to be some very big financial things that made them turn, if that is the case.
But the thing is that doesn't make sense to me is why is he coming out and going against it all of a sudden? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah,
Like
there's
there
got to be
has to be
something
something
big.
behind. Yeah.
And
Like
it wasn't
what?
showing because like a month ago he was at a rally supporting Israel.
Yeah. And all of a sudden he turns. But here's the thing, though. That's the pattern, though. 1 minute pro, 1 minute con. Next moment dead.
I don't count the moment where he says, you know what, yeah, I agree, it sucks, but I don't think those moments are turnings. I think those moments are just him, like Rabbi Shmuley. Oh, I mourn for every dead Palestinians. But if you guys look at who Rabbi Shmuley's mentor, I mean, that guy is a total
Oh yeah.
Jewish supremacist, like a total evil person who says all non-Jews are dogs and stuff. So you know these people are not genuine, but this case is certainly very
Well,
interesting.
sure, but for him to come out and just expose the intelligence, it's like, okay, hold on, this is new. This is brand new. Like he's never done anything like this
That
before.
could that could be,
And that's what I
think
mean by one moment supporting them, the next moment in exposing them, and then he's dead. It's
the
like, oh,
only
he's
thing
no
that this
longer
would
good
would make this
goy.
make sense. I'll tell you what, the only thing that would make sense is that they detected that he's going to make a change because he had money.
Exactly.
He had his own money. It could be that he has his own money and he's ready to cut ties.
Exactly. That's what I
But
think.
the what could happen is that um well he is about to make a change that could lead a lot of brainwashed young Americans to another perspective. And the fruits did not like that.
Exactly.
Well, they probably saw a resemblance to a Fuentes esque, where they see how much of a drive he has in the youth towards these ideas. Maybe they thought that was too dangerous to think that two of them, let's say they did a podcast together. Holy shit. To think that millions of people wouldn't watch that, and the things that they could possibly talk about, to get that into the young minds of the people that they themselves are trying to propagandize.
Yeah, because even
I
if
would want to
Charlie,
get that dude
yeah,
whacked too. I would
well,
want to
even
get him out of there.
the point that I want to make is even if Charlie was defending Israel the whole time with on a podcast on Nick would drill his ass.
Yeah.
And they don't even want them on the same platform
Well,
at all.
He banned Nick from all his public events.
Well,
Yeah.
go figure.
I mean, let's be
Uh,
honest. If Nick Fuentes did an outside event like Charlie Kirk, a dude would have just walked up to him and just shot him in the head. Honestly,
Yeah,
it wouldn't have been as detailed and complex as this. They would have just walked up and just had him killed.
pretty much. Same
But
thing,
this
honestly.
guy
Yeah.
is a supporter of Israel. This guy is supposed to be like on their team, their supporting cast. To think that they would have to then carry out a very strategic planning of execution to get this guy whacked to
It is
then
only
make
to
it
a
not
point.
seem like they have
Again,
involvement.
I want to emphasize on this again. They will only do it if it's to a point that him being alive, I mean, him being dead is worth more money than him being alive, and that's got to be a big thing.
I mean, we're hinting at it right now. We're literally with the breadcrumbs of him turning his back on certain views, him exposing certain truths, turning into like a Candace Owens looking into events and trying to expose people, and then herself, she's occupied as well, um, just like Tucker Carlson. But
Yeah, but I can't feel about Charlie the same way I feel about Candace.
and I think that's it's meant that way. It's where you really can't have a concise decision on saying was he or was he not, because then that lead of questioning just leads you into a circle to where you don't
I think
ultimately
very
have.
soon we're gonna find out. I think very soon we're gonna find out. Either from Charlie's own circles that things may come out that give us decent speculation. If this killer, by the way, is not found, which if the fruits
Likely.
did it, it's very likely, then it's the fruits. 100%.
Even if they put a shooter right in front of you, to think that you are gonna just take what they're gonna say and just be like, "Yep, that is the individual. Yes, that person did it." I
No,
would,
the killer
yeah,
is, now that I think of it, the killer is way too calculated to be a leftist lunatic.
right.
I mean, if someone on the right did it, I wouldn't doubt it. It's probably a army vet, but I mean, we could. I mean, the chance that we have an army vet on the left who hates Charlie enough to kill him for his speech,
Not
um,
big, no.
and be that calculated and get away for this long, I mean, it would be a 10%
Well,
chance.
the next thing is if they found the rifle and the shooter supposedly ran into the woods and they already apprehended a guy. It wasn't
Why?
the guy,
Think about it. Why would he leave behind the rifle? Why would he leave behind
right?
a gun to
Yeah,
then
no,
be
that's just
found with
that. No, that's
transgender markings?
yeah.
Why? Why would he do that? Why would he not take
That's
possession?
yep. That's total stupid nonsense. Yeah,
That is
that's
total
just bait.
psyop.
Yeah, that's
They
bait.
think that we are so stupid and retarded. Forgive me, but they think that we're just
Human
probably just
cattle.
animals, just stupid. We're just dumb.
And but do you guys see another effect that I forgot to bring up is that people are saying, "Oh my God, he's murdered for just speaking his mind."
That's what they say. That's what, and
No.
that's like the standard view is he was just killed because of his differencing of opinion by some leftist wacko. It's like that is ultimately what they want you to think.
Exactly.
Yes.
That is their entire agenda is the simple answer. It's A. It's just like true or false. It's true. That dude killed him because he had a differencing of opinion. Not that we strategically had this guy come in, carry out this operation, leave behind a weapon to leave a little a trail, paper trail leading to a certain group who was actually at that rally, who was protesting and celebrating after Charlie Kirk died to then reinforce this idea that this happened. Oh, you know what else? I forgot. I need to show William this video. There's a very kosher looking individual who is in the crowd directly, like seconds after Charlie Kirk gets shot, with a camera
Dancing.
on him, like cheering and laughing and like jumping for
Of
joy.
course. So we got another dancing Jew syndrome.
That's what I'm saying. Does this not? And then guess what tomorrow is or today? 9/11. Holy shit, dancing Israelis. I'm just seeing this stuff and I'm like, people.
But you guys see the parallel. This is why I'm
Yes.
reconsidering. Maybe there is a chance, but I don't think Charlie. If anything, I don't really put Charlie in the repentance group. I think there was obviously financial conflict. Um, but
Could there
either
have
way,
been
I said
repentance?
if
Possibly.
the KICKEs did it, I will pray for Charlie for a whole week. I said that, and I'm going to do that if that's the case, which I'm starting to believe that it could be the case. And
I
Well,
think it's the
the
only
video yesterday,
rational case
I
it's
here.
the
totally
only,
forgot
yeah,
that it was 911 today. So we do see, I mean, Charlie, somehow resembling the tower and being
falling.
shot down.
All right, let's
And
not
it's
get
he was
let's
hitting the
not get
side.
schizophrenic.
He was hitting the side of his neck. Think about where the plane hit. Like we're getting real like
All right, let's not get
conspiracy here, but like
schizophrenic.
I know,
Come
but
on.
think the tower fell. The side it was hitting the top side and what would look to like his neck in a sense, and then he fell.
People are gonna think we're straight conspiracy Alex Jones
Who's this
2.0s.
transgender lesbian activist on the camera? What is this?
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is hey William, I found the shooter. It's right here.
Uh,
He's exposed himself to us.
Shit, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, right.
It's crazy, man. Oh my
Well, it's
goodness.
like, well, where were you all night? Working? Sure, you were.
Sure, you were. Grab this guy. You're gonna be another. What was it? It was like Luigi something. Not the guy you guys are referring to, but the
Hey,
guy that
Jaeger,
killed.
have they confirmed whether that 30-06 is the murder weapon?
So Cash Patel was on. Uh, I don't think it was Fox, but I think it was on MSNBC, and they were talking about the weapon. He also tweeted something about the firearm being recovered. I'm trying to find it real quick, but it was and to think that it'd be a German rifle that takes the shot.
Yeah.
They said it was a Mauser 30-06 wrapped in a cloth. Let's see, bolt action. Let's see. I gotta find that.
It's see. Hold on, excuse me.
Another
Police
thing
recovered
is,
rifle. Let's see. Okay, I have it here.
But here's the thing, though. I think though the bullet, how it hit Charlie was very weird. Because if it's a
it could have
30
been
aught six,
a
no,
huge
if it's a
lead.
30 aught six, bro, at that distance, because I shot a goat at with a 30 aught. My buddy did actually right next to me, at around that distance with a 30 aught six.
Uh,
It blew the entire leg off of a goat. Now, if it's a 30 aught six FMJ hitting Charlie, at that
Softer
distance.
skin. Well, it could have exploded because of the bone. Let's say there's really no way that it could have hit bone. It was really just arteries and flesh and tissue in his neck. So to think that it would necessarily like explode, I don't know because
No, I don't think it explode. I think it's going to decapitate him, and it's going to leave a way bigger hole. We
I
do
don't
see
know
the
what the
bullet
30
was
out
strong
six.
enough. It was a decent sized hole, so it's not 5.56. But we do see the bullet was strong enough to pretty much immediately dislodge his entire spinal column.
Well, we don't have really good enough video to show like the exit.
I don't
Exit
think there
area.
was an exit.
What do you mean? Do you
I,
think
I don't think I think it could have been a hollow point.
from 200 yards, you think that it would do that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, if it's a FMJ, would have absolutely exited and then
All I
pretty
know is
much.
that
yeah, for
Charlie
sure.
had a 4K camera set up on the corner of his booth recording everything. So the thing that they couldn't have good enough footage to then look at that and say, there's the entry wound. This looks like the caliber. This, that, or the other. Because I'm looking at the videos of his last TikTok, it was kind of panning, and you see this camera set up on the corner. This guy's recording him, and I'm like, holy shit! They literally have 4K footage right there. That footage right there alone is detailed enough for them to get evidence from. But let's just say uh, they come out and they put a shooter in front of us. If we see Charlie's close friends or people in his circle drop like flies, apparent suicide or the car accident, let's just say that that happens because it's happened before to multiple people.
Mhm.
We could probably piece together that this probably isn't accurate information and these people would probably say something.
Yeah. Also, we're Orthodox Leo, good friend of the channel. If you remove and switch and around it the letters from Charlie Kurt, it spells out World Trade Center. Oh man, that was a freaking good one, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude. Why?
Where's the dub? Where's the W?
That's not okay.
Oh my God, this guy. Yeah,
I
dude.
think we do have an accurate, depiction
I
of
think I,
the
I think
World
though
Trade
I think
Center.
I think here's how we know if a like did it. Okay.
A
Supreme
Um.
Court.
dyke. A dyke did it.
Supreme
Uh.
Court.
Cut Dyke. Okay, but anyways, it's that rifle. If that rifle is not a murder weapon,
No,
or
it could very well not be that gun. That gun could have been
Sure.
planted there already.
okay, if
Let's
that gun
prove
is in
even
any
further.
ways, listen, if that gun is in any ways a decoy, the Jews did it.
Exactly.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
If that's a decoy, then the fruits did it. And
But
they
let's be
still
honest,
think,
how convenient would it be for them to plant that and to think that the FBI is not like involved, or the CIA is not directly involved and correlated into this attack. Let's say that they have no idea, but how the conveniency that they find a rifle wrapped up. Why would you take the time to wrap it up and just lay it in the woods? What premise does that
I mean, he already
serve?
want people to find it, and why would you wrap it up if you
Why would
want
you
people to
wrap
find it?
what person fleeing? You could tell that the person was running. They had a time schedule. They were like, you need to be in and out of here
You know what?
quick.
Let me look this
That
up.
guy's gonna take the blame. Why would then you take the time to wrap up a rifle and set it perfectly where people can find it? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Logically, you're trying to leave and flee. This is just an
Okay,
active
3 hours.
shooting.
Sniper who assassinated Charlie is believed to have jumped off a roof, fled into the neighborhood after firing one shot, and has not been identified. Okay, I don't want to follow PBS because it's liberal nonsense. Uh, here, let me see. Okay, so Sniper who assassinated Charlie. Okay, excuse me. Uh, Authorities this Thursday is disclosing that they have recovered the high-powered bolt-action rifle they believe was used in the attack and are viewing video footage of the person they believe was responsible. Okay, Department of Public Safety, it remained unclear how far the shooter has traveled, though law enforcement officials says nearby woods where the rifle was found has been secured. That's all we know about that, really. But what I think is going to happen from this point on is that a lot of a bagel vodka. But yeah, a lot of these evidence that we see already, they're gonna start to disappear
Yeah.
because um it's gonna lead to certain people
Look
or
look
certain
for
conclusions.
Crowder. Steven Crowder had an email sent to him regarding the rifle itself and what it contained and what it looked like, the caliber and whatnot. You might be able to find that um, on his social media. I might be able to find it.
Okay, go ahead. Here, let me see. Yeah, there's no update on caliber, which is so interesting. Usually there's update on caliber already, but
Yeah,
there's no update on caliber. So that could
it has to
entail
be
there's
precise.
a
It would have to match. If say it were a decoy, they would need to have a precise match. It would have to make sense.
yeah, and then you if the gun's recently fired within 24 hours, you can tell,
Absolutely.
you know.
Another thing is, what if the caliber doesn't match up with the decoy? That's odd.
Well, we've seen mistakes like that happen with him. I mean, well, the rifle that was said to be used by Lee Harvey Oswald was not like you just said. It wasn't the correct caliber. It wasn't even the right necessarily the right weapon. That's why they really didn't have enough evidence to pin him with the murder. And
Is
Right.
then
that the
he
guy?
was
Wait, wait a
ultimately killed by
minute.
Jack Rubenstein.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, obviously the driver did it. Come on.
The thing, but they have so much technology that we're not aware of, so we really can't use that in our arguments to say this is what happened, this is what was used. Um, you really never really know ultimately.
Yeah, just watch the video though. It's like, bro, obviously the driver turned around and capped him.
Netanyahu, I'm looking at like the live feed where he was making these statements. He announced that 20 minutes after the shooting, which was honest. It was before any official American news source had made an announcement, even before Trump had made an announcement. And then that tweet was ultimately deleted
Yep.
and then retweeted, but with more context. I don't know.
Uh,
Very weird. Very, very weird. Very weird.
Digger, are you in Indiana too?
Yep.
When are you joining the church?
Hopefully soon.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a catechumen yet. Hoping to be. I've been going there for what, less than a year, Alex? Maybe 10 months.
I'd say a year probably now. So I've been going for a year and a half.
Yeah, I think you have 5 or 6 months on me, perhaps. I think.
Something like that.
You had left when was that? I don't remember.
That was around March last February, March of
It was
last.
it was it was early. It was very early, and then not shortly after that is when I left.
Oh, so I do want to show Goobers who thinks I was slandering what's his name? Uh okay, well, what did Leo say? Zero Heads just posted an article on the first photo of the person of interest. You guys can look that up. But I want to make it clear to the idiots who thinks that I'm slandering Orthodox Luigi. Yeah, he's supporting the American Front, which is a freaking neo-Nazi organization. Okay, it's a very low tier one. It's not even a cool one. Okay.
Well, when I talked to him, it's like he was like, "Oh, I'm not really associated with him." It was like, "Oh, I just posted a picture," and he's like, "Oh, this is gonna go down in history books, yada yada." But he is wanting to be an offensive against the radical left, basically.
Okay, then why even block me when I ask you
Yeah, I
why go
don't
to these people?
I don't know. I don't understand that. He's very
I
defensive.
think you, again I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I mean, it could be because at the tip of the spear we could all be heated, and
Yeah,
eventually it calms down. I think.
which when
I hope that's the case. I hope that's the case.
yeah, because when I confront him about it, I was like, "What is this shit?" And he's like, you can unfollow me and this and that." I'm like, "Bro, I'm
And
just
I'm not the only one who did that. I'm not the only one who said because people in this conversation they're okay, wait, shit, that's American Front. That's like a old. I mean, it's such a small one that it's like a really lame one. It's like that's like an old uh skinhead organization. And I was like, okay, so is that what you are though? And then he just immediately blocked me. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine.
Yeah, that's very odd.
that's why I
Now,
mean
why
he
don't you tell me that? Why don't you tell me that? Like, what's the
yeah,
point
he's
of
like
telling
he was
someone in
very
DM
like
that?
ambiguous at
And I'm
first.
not, if you look at his post, I'm not the only one who's telling him he's better than that.
Alex, Caden was sending me a this looks like a graph of the let's see, cycle behind empire's rise and decline. The New World Order starts peace, prosperity, productive debt growth, debt bubble and big wealth gap, debt bust and economic downturn, printing money and credit, revolutionary. Wait, what does that say? Fuck, this is so fine print. I can't read it. Revolutions and wars. I think he got this from chat. I'm like trying to figure out where he got. It says Yahoo Finance. Very credible. Debt and political restructuring and New World Order. He said that we're at the brink of the New World Order, which
Yeah, I
likely
agree.
that's true.
Hey,
But
Alex,
who knows how
half the
long that could take?
leaders, half the two main leaders of the Orthobro organization. I mean, have Jay Dyer hasn't even said anything about it. I think he's going to do a stream on this. Um, but I'm suspecting he's going to have a more centrist position, like myself. Usually, Jay's very critical of these sort of assassinations and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what he's gonna say about it though. I don't.
I want to see what Jay has to say. I also want to know what Nick Fuentes is going to say about this.
Well,
Where
Nick
does he
Fuentes
go?
has.
Oh, dude, we know where Nick's at.
Well, Nick
I just
actually.
want to know how extreme is it going to be when he broadcasts that live on Rumble.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be probably like us.
Yeah, but honestly, it's gonna be it's gonna be that Alex Jones music. Jew, 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 Jew.
Well, Jay actually just tweeted.
Did he?
He
What
said
did he say? What
he
did
said
Jay Dyer say?
he said terror is always political and almost always state supported or foreign state supported. Terror is also at times a form of ritual murder with intent of sending a warning. And both 9/11 and yesterday's tragedy have their roots in utilizing ideologies to fracture and destroy Western civilization's remnants, to push an acceleration towards civil war, race, and gender war and collapse.
Exactly. That's
Which
what I
is
said
That's
last
exactly what
night.
we're
ultimately what we're
talking.
talking
No,
about.
that's what I said
Exactly.
last night, and that's what we're saying here today. And then last night, all these normies, actual normies, by the way, I don't think you're a normie, Alex, but I don't know any call you normie, but actual normies were so pissed at me for saying this. Oh my, you should be praying for Charlie Kirk. You should be doing this. I was like, yeah, well, first of all, I'm not obligated to play for anybody. Okay. You understand that, yes, it's possible that we teach in the church that you can bring people out of demise. with prayer.
Yeah.
But that prayer needs to be earned. Charlie Kirk to me has not earned that level of respect that I'm willing to do that for him. Okay? And I don't think Hitler either. And not
Yeah.
comparing the two, uh, but I'm just saying I'm not obligated to do it. I'm not happy that someone's killed. Like if you stupid MOTHERFUCKERs think that I'm happy that Charlie was killed, then can, let me ask you, why am I doing this stream right now? You think I'm happy of the negative effect that comes from all that, which we've been criticizing for the entire hour? We're just not emotionally enough for you to cry about it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, he's killed for saying the things you want. We're not that stupid to fall into that trap as you are. That's why. Come on.
We have to be very skeptical about the second narrative though, is because that's obviously the first narrative is he was killed due to his political beliefs. Meh, basic, bland, retarded. Like that's
No,
just so.
I just saw, yeah, terror is always political, always, yeah. I mean, Jay Dyer's smart.
But it's dangerous to think we go down to our second narrative, which we're not necessarily creating our own, but we are speculating. But the details are there. Speculation happens, but this is so complex that speculation needs to happen. You know, there
Yeah.
needs to be research done to ultimately find the truth of what occurred. But it took 60 years roughly to ultimately find out who was at hand in murdering JFK. But let's not compare Charlie Kirk to John F. Kennedy. But to think that they couldn't do that to a sitting president and then do it to some social talking head, absolutely they could do that without a question.
Yeah. I mean, just look at how many effeminate freaks are freaking out over us saying these things. It's like, oh, you should be praying right now.
I mean, it will be a logistically, that'll be a riot mentally for all these people to think, left wing, right wing, atheist. It's just a whole subgroup against subgroup. It's just fighting, bickering, nonsense. Uh,
Yeah.
just division being driven between people over essentially political opinion, but it's deeper than that. It's not even subject to just political opinion.
Yeah, and then the other choice is worse because they're gonna ally with the wrong people.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's the dangerous part.
And they happen. I mean, allying with Charlie is a start to that. Why would you ally with a neocon?
I
This is
like what
just what
Leo
I don't
said
understand.
too. Leo said, in fairness, though, if he was coming around on the JQ and orthodoxy, then that changes a lot. Yeah, it just shows that
In
he's getting
fairness, look, I don't think he's coming around to orthodoxy. Him interviewing that Orthodox priest was requested by his followers. So
true. But even the
he
fact
was
that he
never,
allowed it,
yeah, he
and
was never even studying that stuff, and he picked
that's
a
true.
very modest priest, which is nice. Um, but this is kind of just dangerous, and we see it in real time. We see our people, so immediately instead of going to the church, go into these extreme deranged bullshit. It's okay. We take down one deranged shit, and you're gonna find one that's worse.
Yeah, and then they sacrifice, their whole worldview, basically, by going against what the church's view is to, oh, wait, well, he was actually a Christian because he said, Jesus this, Jesus that. And it's like,
Yeah. What
where
about
do we draw the
Mormons?
line? Yeah. What about
It's the
more?
same thing. I mean, all of a sudden, all these Orthodox starting and Catholics started to argue like Protestants and evangelicals. Oh, everybody's just brother in Christ. Are you serious? So this is why I said in my last videos I despise these weasels with every ounce of my being,
Yeah.
because you have no principles. All you so-called principles that you say you have of Christianity, it's thrown away anytime at your will.
Yeah, and it's like this is the problem with American Orthodox people, especially.
Oh no, it's
Keep
not
your
just with Orthodox, it's with the entire collective West. They have this
yeah,
issue of feeble. I mean, not I wouldn't say the entire collective, I would say specifically America.
yeah. But it's like keep your Protestant bullshit out of the church. Keep that baggage out. Your uniate crap, all of it. Keep it away. If you can't, don't be chrismated yet.
Yeah, and these people are glorifying people who doesn't need to be glorified. It's not I'm not just talking about Charlie Kirk, by the way.
Right. Just any of it.
It's like, okay, I can throw away all these principles as long as I like the guy. I like the guy, I'll make an exception. By the way, for Kent Hoven's assistant just texted me and he gave me Kent Hoven's personal numbers. I will be calling him very soon.
Wait, who's Ken Hovind?
Is the big evangelical preacher, very big guy against evolution. So we're gonna reach out to Kent Hoven and
What's
we're
that
gonna
got
have
to
a
do?
conversation. And I'll go to his Dino Land, guys. I'll go to his damn. I will talk to him. I will make him Orthodox. My mission is to make Kent Hoven Orthodox. I want him to become Orthodox before he pass. He's an old guy, but I will make his redneck butt Orthodox. I promise you that, or I will die trying. I will go to Dino Land every week, spending all my savings for this freaking plane ticket just to make Kent Hoven Orthodox. But
Oh,
Alex, if you haven't checked out Hank Coven, his earlier videos when he was young, it was absolutely hilarious.
why is
I mean,
that?
he just totally dunks on the evolutionists. I think he deserves the church. He absolutely deserves the church because of the contributions he made against the atheist retardation.
Yeah.
He deserves it. We owe it to Kent Hovind, okay? Just like the dispensationalists owe it to the Jews for bringing Christ to the world.
Right. Hey,
Oh
when you put it
man,
like that, man. Well, I mean, you got to give it to the Jews. They, you know, took him to the point where he did his atonement. So we owe him. Yeah.
man. I mean, like, look at the amount of people shit talking right now on Twitter. It's crazy. So I posted a meme of Charlie Kirk going through the toll houses, and they're all like,
Oh, dude, I saw that. 'Cause, dude, I was in Luigi's comments and I saw you. I'm like, are you, dude? Everybody is looking at your tweet right now. 19,000 views. I'm like, oh my gosh.
now, how are you that triggered? I mean, in what ways am I wrong to depict that? Like, seriously, I don't, like I said, I don't wish
I
him
mean,
ill or
yeah, I
anything.
mean, not necessarily. I mean, it's kind of fucked up, but it's like,
I mean, like, dude,
nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. And that's for God to decide. It's like,
well, I mean, let me tell you guys why I posted that. I posted that because one is to, it's not actually even towards Charlie, it's towards all the ortho bro idiots. That's why I posted it because they're for a lot of these people are pretty much pre-lust when it comes to the toll houses, and then they're like half of their life depends on the toll houses, and then it's like, okay, well, here's your favorite figure going through your favorite shit, the toll house. I'm very middle about the toll house, and then I posted that, and then it's this exact group of people I expected responded.
are you ready to go to the toll houses?
Yeah, I mean, like I have like my account. I have 5 posts on there. I just registered Twitter. I almost never use. I talk to like 2 friends on there, and that's all in DM. I've like I've never made an effort to even get my Twitter out there, and then that just attracts them. But you can see how easily it is to deal with these people. I mean, this is the best thing I learned when I was a master student is how easily you can manipulate and play with these tribalist idiots. It's almost amusing. I mean, they're insulting. I was like, yeah, like, and I have screenshots of the stupid crap they say. Um, it's just funny, and then people are just like, "Oh my God, you're not Orthodox. You
Dude,
must,
people always say that shit to me.
yeah, you're not. You cannot be Orthodox because you don't ascribe to one, our online Discord church, two, our fundamentalist beliefs. And it's like, okay, so
It's like I'm not a fundamentalist, bro. And second of all, who are you to say I'm not orthodox?
who cares? I mean, just
I
the
had,
more you
I
say
had,
it, actually, the more you say it, the more it proves my point. The
yeah,
point I'm literally trying to prove is one, to rage bait you, and it's working. It works every time I do it. It works every single time I do it. This is why I don't care about followers. Okay. I'd rather have all the effeminate bitches leave than because my channel is gonna get goofier and goofier. Like I got stuff I got planned next year. It's gonna blow people's mind. If you can't stand this stuff, you're not gonna survive next year. So might as well leave. And I want people who genuinely cares. Like I said, I'm always gonna say what I think is right, and I'm gonna say the truth in every situation. I don't care if the entire Ortho Bro army comes after me, I really don't care. Uh, I'm still gonna say the truth.
yeah. Look, I'm not a conformist to your little ortho bro fucking cult. I'm not. It's like screw that.
Look at this guy. I mean, like Thaddeus Patrick. I mean, he's a nice guy. I don't know why he's like obsessed with me right now.
Really,
And he's
Thaddeus
like,
Patrick is.
yeah, and he's like, from a behavior of replies, I have a suspicion this is a false flag account to make orthodoxy looks bad.
Oh, dude, here we go with the piety signaling shit.
Yeah, and then he's like he quotes my post, and I'm like, okay, bro, because he's accused me, you're not Orthodox, you don't fear God. He just throw out these accusations. All I said in the comment section is that yes, I don't. Yes, I didn't even say anything. I just said yes. I just said yes. Like everything you say, because you guys know why when you ask me if I'm an anti-Semite, I say yes. If you guys ask me why I'm a racist, I say yes. And honestly, if you guys ask me if I'm a Nazi, I will still say yes. If you guys ask me if I'm a LARP Orthodox, I'm gonna say yes. You know why I say yes though? Because even if I say no, that doesn't mean anything to you. Because when you make these accusations, it's already set in your mind that I am, no matter what I say. So I'm just gonna entertain you because you're a fucking idiot. I'm gonna say yes.
I agree,
That's
dude.
what I did, and he's so true. Oh my God, all my intellectual piety signaling just gets met with a yes. So yes. Oh yeah, like
That's hilarious
the
because
amount
it's
of
true.
these brain dead clowns, man. It's so amusing to play with them. And it
It's
makes
sad
me
because
sad.
it's
No,
sad because it's our brothers.
yeah, Alex, yeah, that's what really makes me sad. It's like, okay, this is the stage of orthodoxy in the United States.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, sure, adopt certain things in the church, but you're just so effeminate. You
yeah.
have
It's like
the victimhood weasel mentality. I hate fucking weasels, dude. I used to go trap weasels, like the worst thing to get off the traps when I lived in New Hampshire. But I hate weasels. I dislike. I mean, I take a pig and a dog in my house over a freaking weasel in a cage. It's disgusting. You have no mind, no values, just sleaziness, and immediately once you get shot down, you resort to victimhood.
and it's just piety signaling.
Yeah, I mean, I screenshotted all these funny stuff because I think these are gonna age pretty well. Um, and there's Orthodox people who like my post and they understand that I'm not actually cheering for people's death. And I mean,
Yeah, it's like I even clarify. I've clarified like 5, 6 times that I don't think Charlie Kirk uh, deserved death. I think he deserved repentance. I wish this didn't happen.
yeah,
But
and a
it's like,
guy that said you
oh,
need to
dude,
confess.
you're a piece of shit, dude. You need to fast. You need to pray, bro. And it's
Yeah, of
like,
course. Yeah. And most of them don't do that, by the way. And most of them don't do that, seriously. And this guy says, you need to confess. That's profoundly unchristian. I replied, really? Is sending money to the synagogue of Satan to bomb children and kiss his walls Christian? And no response.
yeah,
And then the person said, delete this now. I said, sure, I can delete it, but can you delete all the evil acts of this person from his legacy?
I saw
Such as,
that.
such as advocating for bombing children and rallying, sending millions of dollars to do that?
And it's
And
like, man,
no response.
I hate it that it's our brothers and sisters that say stuff like this to us.
Yeah, it's like you're sick, fight God. It's like when Charlie rallied millions of dollars and dehumanized the innocent children in Gaza, that's not sick.
It's like, bro, people like me and you, we are the true conservatives. Like, really. We are like
I don't brand myself with that. Okay, I'm
I
gonna
don't
follow
I
the
don't
church.
try to. That's not what I'm saying.
The church, no, I'll tell you this. The church, I was an atheist, fervent atheist for many years. And I was extremely, what would they call it, logical or, a rationalist. And once I adopted a church, I gave every ounce of that to the church.
Yeah.
So how do I judge if you're righteous or not? I'm gonna follow what the church. So
That's
if I see
exactly what
this
I do.
person for his whole life was a Zionist advocating for war, that according to the church's value, this is not a holy person. This is not a good person.
Exactly.
That's where I get it from.
Exactly. And that's where they sacrifice. They sacrifice that for their own ideas.
Yeah, but
And it's like,
but their
pick your
idea is
bases.
they come from this foundationalist worldview. They're like, okay, well, but I have these evidentialist baggage. It's like, okay, well, this guy is this in this way. So in the way he's still this. This guy is good in this way. Although he's not with me, he's still considered good because I also have that baggage with me, and I will always have that baggage.
It's like, guys, keep your faith out of humanity. Keep it purely in the church.
Yeah, and this guy's ridiculous. Yeah, because that's totally Charlie Kirk's fault. What about all the people he introduced to Christ, to all the young kids he convinced to stop abortion and degeneracy? What good have you done other than post on the internet all day? Well, first of all, I don't post on the internet all day. I have like 5 posts on my, well, a little bit more now because I was ranting on Twitter. I replied, "Oh, I thought we're supposed to be not boast about works. So what Christianity? Because he's getting people into dispensationalist cults.
Right.
That's
It's
worse.
like, how is
No,
that
that's
leading people to
literally
Christ?
worse than people being ignorant of Christianity.
Yeah, that is worse.
And
Yes,
what
let's
about all
guide
the
them away from
what
Christ.
about okay? Christians who maybe one or two who learn about Christianity and went to Orthodoxy through Charlie Kirk. What about all the Christians he murdered? His ideology murdered. None
Yeah,
of these people ever say a single prayer for those people. Guaranteed you.
yeah, I know. And that's what really is sad. Not saying I'm more pious or better than any of these people
No.
either. It's just like,
And then they
where's
tagged
your
this
head?
guy. This is funny. This guy tagged Chase Haggard. This moron. Are you a cat boy though? What the hell does that even mean, Leo?
Is he trying to call you a trad cat, disguising yourself as an ortho bro? Like, I
I
don't
have
know.
no clue what he's talking about. But I mean, do you really want to go through the shit I sacrificed for the church? Like really though? But this guy tagged Chase Hager, one of the Orthobro leaders, was like, "This, we need to investigate this guy." Yes, and I replied, "So you mean doxing?" So I was like, "You guys." By the way, anyone wants to know who I am? Slide in my DMs. I have my email publicly posted. Uh, you can reach out to me. So let's have a conversation, and if you want, I'll find the time to meet you. You don't need to find Orthobro guys to dox me. I know you guys love doxing people.
Yeah, that shouldn't
You don't
even
need to
be.
dox me. Trust me. Alex know who who my god family is. You don't need to dox me. If you want to have a conversation with me, and if you're not going to be a weasel and gaslight the entire conversation, which, by the way, I would like you to try that face to face with me, you're welcome to slide in my email and I'll meet you. You don't need to dox me. Trust me. I'll save you all the trouble. I'll come to find you, and you'll know who I am.
Oh, it was a joke about you saying yes to everything.
Oh,
So you're a
okay.
cat boy. Yes.
I mean, might as well, right? Like, what's the point of denying any of these allegations? I mean, look at what I mean. This is the same shit that Piers Morgan did when he. I don't know if you guys seen the stream he did with Dan Bilzerian, and he just accused Dan of being an anti-Semite, and Dan's like, "Yeah, sure. Why? Why not? Why not just admit I am? Like, what's the point? What's the point of me denying all these allegations? Because no matter how much I deny these allegations, it's not going to work. They don't care. It's already there. Okay. You're not actually genuinely asking me, am I this? Am I that?
Yeah,
Okay.
the label's there. That's
Yeah, you're
enough.
just branding me. So yeah, I'm just gonna say yes. I'll entertain you. Yes. So what? So what? So what? What are you gonna do? What are you going to do?
I mean, not much. He's getting a platform, so
Yeah, absolutely nothing. That's what he's gonna do. And these people are just sick, man. Like the weasel mental. This is the issue. The weasel mentality in online orthodoxy. Now I volunteer at two parishes. One's a Russian Orthodox mission. The other one's a Serbian Orthodox mission. And I mean, these people, none of these people, the foreigners, they have this mentality. And I'm starting to see like ortho bros coming into the church, like these people clearly indoctrinated online. I can tell. I mean, you
yeah,
and I, we both went through that phrase
yeah.
when
I
we're
think,
just converting.
yeah,
We're
I
just
think everybody, yeah, everybody has that stage where they're like, oh, I want to be like Jay Dyer, and I want to debate everybody, and
yeah,
I
yeah.
write
I want
about
to
this,
be,
this, this,
and
this.
it's not that. It's not just that. It's also their ideology, which is fixed with the pretty much identical to the ortho bro opinion. Okay,
Yeah,
not saying that it's always wrong or anything.
right.
Um, So, but yeah, they come in with that and they want to act like a big shot. It's like, okay, dude, honestly, bro,
You got to
honestly.
come in. You have to come in with
No, it got
humility.
to a point where I'm just like a lot of these people, and they're my age. Like I'm like I'm older 20s, but like they're younger 20s. And I to say it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. I know where you're going with this. I know all this piety bullshit that you're trying to do. Please don't do it in this parish. Like, just don't do it in this parish. Okay, there's like a bigger parish over there. You go over there and do it. No, in our parish, please don't do it because these people, the people that I serve, they're refugees. Okay, uh, I used to serve in a church where there are many Palestinian refugees who are Orthodox Christians. These people are refugees, either from Palestine, Syria, Ukraine, and even people. And my priest, one of my priests, his home was destroyed in Ukraine. Okay, these people are refugees. Okay, they're genuine Christians. If you want to promote this ideology, get the F out of my church. Do it somewhere else. Okay, there's a bigger church where people, I'm sure there's a bunch of online people over there. Just go over there. This is a chill parish. Let's just be chill. You're welcome to stay here and be chill, but please, for the love of God, don't bring that garbage in here. We don't need to be. We don't need you to build a spiritual army in here. You know,
Yeah,
these people are nuts. And
yeah,
it's such a weasel. I mean, look at this guy. It's just, I mean, I love this guy because I have friends who personally know Thaddeus Patrick, but he's a decent guy. I don't know. I mean, but it's a syndrome. It's a syndrome that I see on the internet. I mean, like, it's like this straight up is the very behavior that Toll Houses warn against. Hmm.
I didn't even see it.
Blocked and I announced my meager following to block him, praying for him now. Why would you block me when I don't even engage you?
Yeah, I
You
don't.
guys are like, I never, by the way, when I posted, I never even tagged anything. And then these people just comment on my channels like, I'm blocking you. I'm like, bro, what? Why are you blocking me when I'm not? Why are you blocking me when I'm not even engaging with you? I'm just watching you act like a clown. But I think many of these people know, and I got a bunch of good content off these people. But again, I really don't care about what people say about me on the internet because at this point, if I if I do stupid stuff, I'm responsible to God. Okay? So are you. Now I'm a reader at two churches. I spent half of my week saying words of prayer to God. Okay? And if the Lord will rebuke me, he will rebuke me and I will repent. I don't need you guys to come up here and tell me how I'm behaving in my life. I've not had a free weekend for like well, I had like two this year. I served liturgy Saturday, I served liturgy Sunday, and all the other work. Okay? I don't need you online clergy to come into my channel and tell me how to behave. Okay? My salvation is not based on your approval. It's not based on your whatever. Okay, it's nothing to do with you. You can say whatever you want to me, and I'm gonna screenshot it and laugh at it as a joke. That's it. Okay. With that, you guys may continue to say shit, but I don't care. But
Yeah,
again, yeah, I don't know if you see like a lot of is your state extreme? Because my state can become very extreme at times. I mean, it did become really extreme last night when the American Front held a freaking rally at Huntington Beach, which was like I don't know, like 30, 40 minutes, 35 minutes from me.
uh, extreme. I mean, maybe in like Indianapolis a little bit, but not even that much goes on.
Mm. So, but you see the pattern, right? So we're out here calling people to stop being tribalistic, stop being extreme, and we're very unchristlike. And all these people out here accusing people uh, of nasty shit. I mean, they're the most Christ-like people.
Oh,
This is insane. I mean, I started this YouTube channel. It's called, like I said in the last video, it's called The Right's Evolution. Okay, or I think it was called the New Right. Because I wanted to start something. Yes, we're leaning, you could say we're leaning conservative, but we need to start create something that is unique, that is Christian, um, that has actual good intrinsic values in a way. And that,
that aligns with the church.
well, no, I wasn't even an Orthodox Christian. I wasn't even an inquirer. I was just one of the Kirkian guys.
Oh, oh, I see.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even that. I was nothing. I was still an atheist. But I see the issue, and then I found the church, and I let the church take over my intellect. But and look at this guy Thaddeus. Like he's like he's like I just commented yes on all his accusations, and he just reposted again. Like, he admittedly a fake.
Dude, it's actually comedic.
Yeah, dude. Do you don't think that's sarcasm? He doesn't think it's sarcasm. These people don't get it. But I don't want to talk about them any further. These people are just clowns.
They've
And
gotten too
really,
much
I'm
fun.
never gonna see any of these people in real life. And if I see them in real life, they're not gonna run their mouth the way they do. That's usually what it is. And once you see them in real life, they stop running their mouth. It's the internet.
Somebody said, "Have you seen the tweets?" What tweets are you talking about specifically?
What tweets? What tweets?
I don't know. Probably about Kirk or just that's probably what it is.
Yeah, I mean, who cares? But yeah, again, we're gonna end this pretty soon because I just literally woke up a while ago.
I gotta
Uh,
go to work in less than 4 hours, but that's
Less than
okay.
4 hours.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. Should get some break, but
I haven't slept yet either.
shit. Yeah, but again, just for
This
for
is a
for
good.
the sake
This
of
is a good
everyone though,
stream, though.
I want to say this for the sake of everyone though, just stay away from the extremism that is going to progress. The lives,
No
yeah,
lies.
it's about Kirk. So I know
We,
you
we,
probably
yeah,
joined late, but we talked about um basically share what we think about Kirk.
yeah. I would rewatch the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's a lot of rambling, but it's I think we made some good points. Things about Kirk and what we're expecting. Okay, that's really what I'm worried about. What is coming, which is it's going to be a lot of extremism, okay, and it's not going to be peaceful.
The tweet in August from the third party.
Can you send that, bro? Can you send that real quick so Alex can open that? I'm really not a big Twitter guy. I almost never ever on Twitter besides I'm talking to Jacob Jew. Uh, Otherwise I'm never on Twitter
Third party.
because it's such a shit platform. I mean, I
It's
got I
actually
got too much stuff going on in my life to follow extremists on Twitter. People LARPing on Twitter. Yeah, if you can find it, it'd be great. We'll look at it.
You talking about the hashtag? Is there a hashtag third party or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about.
Let me find it. Yeah, I want to know what you're talking about. Harrison Butker says, "Thank you for your strong witness for Christ, Charlie Kirk. Thank you for pursuing truth and leading your family as a husband and a father. Eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon
I
them."
hope
May the
he.
Lord.
I hope. I sincerely hope whoever said that. I hope that all the people he hurt, uh, also have eternal rest. But a friend here, Nathaniel, on Twitter said it is lawful thing to hate God's enemies, and this kind of hatred is pleasing to our God. Saint Gregory of Nyssa. I like that. I try not to hate anybody. I mean, Charlie Kirk, I unfollowed this guy for a long time. Um, but you know,
This is a good point too. Somebody said got killed for disagreeing with his views, like this was an MJ versus LeBron debate. Facts,
yeah,
like
so
what?
here's the thing. Let me clarify scripture because apparently people are orthodox and they don't understand what quote mining is. Okay. So you must hate. So the Lord commands us to hate evil with righteousness. Okay. What does that mean to hate evil with righteousness? Is that we passively know that's evil. We condemn that behavior. We can condemn what it is. Okay. That's not the same thing as love your enemy. Love your enemies. It's like someone basically stole my money, which happened before. I forgive the person, even though he's not repenting. Okay. Um, you forgive the person. That's love thy enemies. If someone cussed you out, okay, out of anger, forgive that person. Okay. That's what he's
Mhm.
talking about. He is not talking about loving people who are his enemies. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. You loving Satanists, for example, just an example, is not what that verse is talking about. In fact, well, by the way, you can love in the case that you love all people, that you pray for their repentance. That you can do. But it is not talking about endorsing Satanists, for example, not by not equating anything. It's not the same as you endorsing a Satanist saying, okay, well, he said some base shit. That's not the same thing.
Right.
Lord does not tell you to compromise for the sake of truth. He doesn't say that. And also, you're commended, and we see it from the saints, to rebuke heretics. That's what it is. Because what is heresy? I mean, so in the first period of Christianity, what is this faith? It's called the way to God. That's what this faith was called. Okay. Um, and what is heresy? Heresy is away from that. Heresy is when you take the way to God away from the way to God. And it's a dangerous thing.
Pick and choose.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one way, which is the church.
Yes.
When you deviate from that, you're bringing people into danger. That's why it is a serious issue that it needs to be condemned. So is evil behavior. I mean, we look at the first Christian martyr ever in history. It was Saint Stephen, and he was martyred at the hands of the Jews. And I mean, these are actual Hebrews that stoned him, right? What did he do? He condemned those people who murdered the Lord. Did he love his people? His people? Yes, he did.
Somebody says
But
I
he
have an
also,
interesting video
but he
about
also condemned strongly the people who did this. And the Lord to honor him as the first who was willing to die for him, came down, opened the gates of heaven himself, and welcomed them in. Okay, so what do we have here? You got an interesting video about OO. Okay, so if you can send that to me or anything or just leave it in the chat, I'll save that. Because I do want to eventually talk about OO. I'm pretty friendly to OO. I have nothing against OO. I mean, I
Shit,
know
I do.
you do. I mean, yeah, you can come on here and talk about it. I haven't
They're
done much time.
insufferable fucking quote mines.
Yeah, you can. I haven't done much study on that. If you guys want to come out here and do a video together, I'm open to have you guys take the floor.
Actually, I wrote some notes about OO.
Uh-huh.
It's in my channel.
Yeah, and then if you guys want to come talk, I don't know much stuff about OO.
Well, what's
I'm
the
usually
title?
it's in my channel. Just search the name. Okay, let me open here. What's your channel? Zov 777. Okay, I'll look you up after the stream. Zov 777.
Actually, Luigi sent me a good video on the Orientals because I'm like, hey, you
Oh
enjoy.
my dude, Thaddeus is going insane right now.
I'm gonna go tweet at him in a minute. But dude, I told Luigi, I'm like, hey, look, you need to tell Jay. Somebody needs to tell Jay to just shut the fuck up about the Roman Catholics because we get it. We've been hearing the same crap for years, and it's like
He's
we
yeah,
get it.
bro. Listen, Thaddeus just reposted 6 times the same post.
Oh my
He's
god.
not Orthodox or any semblance of Christianity. Not an Orthodox account. He's not Orthodox. Like 3 times. He posted it 3 times.
He thinks
Oh,
you're like some psyop account.
bro, he's spam posting it. Why? Man, like, how can people be this triggered? It's crazy. Really crazy. He spam posted it like 5 times.
He's just so gullible, bro. He thinks you're literally like this psyop Orthodox account.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I, in fact, if you guys look on my channel right now, okay, let's go to my channel. Okay, my name is the Counterdox. Okay, means the countercultural Orthodox. Nothing. I mean, really. I mean, that's Orthodox. I mean, most of the stuff I post is either clips, memes, political stuff. I host some debates, and that's it. I don't teach Orthodox theology. I don't bank on my orthodoxy. When do you see me do this? In fact, all these Twitter accounts that are talking shit, they're the ones that are Orthodox this, posting sane every day for followers. I mean, look at this. When do you see me teaching Orthodox doctrine? When do you see me banking off Orthodoxy?
Yeah, hardly
I,
ever.
I don't do that crap. Okay. I don't feel the need to do that.
Now on my channel,
Cop,
when I
yes,
talk,
I do know the cops lie. So I now there's a key. So that priest, they're saying they're bloods, they're the true church. And one of the priests on Roots of Orthodoxy, he said that our hands are the cleanest. That's why we're the true church. And no, your cop hands are not clean. You guys ally with the Muslims against the Chalcedonians all the time. Like, what are you talking about? Total freaking nonsense. Oh my God, he's still going off. Let me see. Let me see what he's doing.
is schoolboy still against
Damn,
it?
dude, he's like spam posting now, dude. Yeah, these people are nuts. And I've gained so much follower too.
Bro, you just need to tweet out and be like, bro, are you serious? Like, just be like, bro, are you serious?
Bro, I've gained so many actual Orthodox followers from them doing that. Holy shit. Uh, that's actually hilarious. I mean, they don't see all of those are Fed accounts. Do you guys see all the Fed accounts that came out after Charlie's assassination? The Fed accounts that, oh, we need to fight. We need to fight. Time to take up arms. You guys see all those?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, those are all Fed accounts. Immediately baiting you clowns. And you guys don't see it. Diddle Orth. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll check it out, Zoff. I'll check it out. No, Schoolboy and I are chill. Schoolboy and I are chill.
You did donate a few small time ago. They should let you be.
I mean, dude, all I said, by the way, is that I don't care if catechumens debate. If he does it, that's his own will. Okay. He said he has blessings from his bishop, so just let him be. I mean, he's going to answer to God for it. You have no right to discipline other people on the internet. And of course, I didn't know about they have like an internal church or shit, but I don't care. They can do them, I can do them. I'm chill. I'm trying to be on good terms with everyone. So that's
Well,
why I
technically,
took down the video. I don't want any more issues. Okay. I don't you guys think I like conflict. I don't like conflict. But as a man, you have to be able to withstand conflict because it's inevitable.
I think we've talked about it before, but you don't even technically need a bishop's blessing.
No, there's no canon. The guy said it was a canon. I'm not going to
No.
say who said it. The guy that disputes that I'm advocating against Orthodox canon. I was like, no. Yeah, Thaddeus has reposted me talking shit, the same post, spamming it uh
Oh.
for 13 times. Holy shit. Oh my God, this is wrong. Okay, but who cares? But yeah, I was like, no, okay, so first of all, there is no canons on prohibiting people who are not blessed or not Orthodox fully to debate. Doesn't exist. So yeah, I get it. Catechumens should probably not debate because most of the times, like you think you know a lot of stuff, but you don't.
Mhm.
You just don't. Okay, and then yes, I mean once you get baptized, you feel the Holy Spirit. I felt it. Like it guides you. There's a difference after you being received. Um, so there's that. And what was I talking about, man? Such an early morning. But yeah, it's probably good that you don't debate until you learn a lot of stuff. But okay, but you see the hypocrisy, guys, is that they allow people who are influencer catechumens to debate. They allow Jim Bob to debate. They allow Luigi, who's an idiot, to debate because they have followings. They can get the clout. But if you're just a normie, because look, here's why though, and I know why they do this. I'm an expert in the consumer psychology thingy. There's only so much arguments we use, right, Alex? Uh,
Right.
we do the transcendental argument and then the canon debate and some minor philosophy examinations. That's all it is. Like once you learn it, right? And it's effective. And the canon debate is it's a kill shot for anyone who's not Orthodox or Catholic. So the reason why they don't want these new catechumens debating is one, some are genuine who's saying, okay, well, you guys probably shouldn't do it because you're getting too contentious is not good for your spiritual state. Especially without the Holy Spirit guiding you. Some of them is like, okay, well, so if you're doing it, what I'm gonna do? You're taking all my uh, you're taking all my audience. If you're debating, then well, I'm the one who should be debating and getting all this clout. And you newbies want to debate and take my clout? That's basically their mindset. And I know it like from the back of my head because I deal with these people on a daily basis. Anyways, any more comments?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
I mean, I in my old account, I donated way more, dude. I was a big fan of Jim. I'm still a big fan of Jim Bot. It's just like he does too much rambling. I don't have time to listen off. Um, the disclaimer is that I have an accent and I don't care about accents. Small black Mormon lady. I don't think that the Mormon chick you posted look. Another, I got a compilation of a few Mormons Mormon girls that they use in their campaigns. I'll be posting that in a little bit. Yeah, I mean the older Mormons weren't that attractive, to be honest.
All right, well, I'm gonna take a shit and take my nap before I go to bed.
All right, bro. So, anyways, I'm
I
gonna
go to work.
end this here again. The point why we're doing this, why we had the videos last night, is we advise people not to one fall into extremism, and not to compromise and ally with groups that are going to be at the end more detrimental than good. Okay, nobody for the last time is rejoicing over people's murder. Okay, I've been very clear, but obviously people get triggered. They read a part of it and they don't read the entire thing. People get triggered. So if you get triggered, I can't help you. Okay, you can unfollow me. I don't need your follow. Okay, I'm not controlled by anyone. You don't believe for a second you can pressure me to do something. Okay, that's just gonna double down for me. So and be nice about it. Okay, if you do want me to do something, and I'm pretty good at taking requests. So yeah, don't do those things. And unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell you guys, this is what it's inevitable for America. Okay, people becoming decentralized to death, to violence, and there's going to be more and more and more and more violence. So really protect yourself, protect your family. Please, I mean, it could happen anytime. You never know how fast and how rigid this thing could progress. Take the measures to be prepared for that. Okay. Now we've been saying it for the past few years. People think it's a joke, storing up all those survival foods, but I think that joke is starting to become less of a reality. Um, anyways,